It's Thursday, April 23rd.
Ultimately, the timeline will be dictated by the Commander-in-Chief and the President of the United States.
In the span of about a week, U.S. President Donald Trump has gone from close to over to no time pressure in describing the Iran war.
An incredible feeling, a feeling of gratitude.
A room in the Saskatchewan Legislative Building has been renamed in honor of our war heroes from long ago.
Schultz, Pugh, wrist shot, scores!
And the Patsies remain perfect. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Keeleen Swatsky.
And I'm Janelle Lippi. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, Daryl is in office today. You'll be seeing him on your screen a little bit later. But on the desk today, you'll have me in the Weather Center giving all that bad news. Janelle, what's going on?
A lot. We've got a lot going on. Rain, ice pellets, and even snow coming down quite a bit as well. We'll get more into those amounts coming up. But we've got lots to look forward to. Lots
to talk about in today's show. All right, yeah. Now we'll let you go figure out all those watches and warnings. We'll turn our attention over to news. The U.S. is not setting a timeline to end its war with Iran.
Between the pragmatists and the hardliners in Iran right now, and the president wants a unified response. And so as we await that response, there's a ceasefire with the military and kinetic strikes.
U.S. President Donald Trump extended a ceasefire with Iran this week. So far, he has not put a new expiration date on this extension. Fox News host Martha McCallum says President Trump told her in a phone call that there is no time pressure to end that ceasefire. The Strait of Hormuz remains effectively closed.
Media
has aired video appearing to show yesterday's seizure of a cargo ship on the strait. Tehran says it is not possible to reopen the strait, accusing the U.S. and Israel of breaching the ceasefire. Iran also calls the U.S. blockade an obstacle in talks. And the U.S. is expected to host another round of talks between Israel and Lebanon today. The two sides have a 10-day ceasefire in place, which is set to expire on Sunday. During the ceasefire, there have been strikes reported in southern Lebanon, where Israel maintains a buffer zone. 6 people were killed by Israeli strikes on Wednesday. Soaring jet fuel prices are pushing the cost of an airplane ticket even higher, and it's still unclear if the federal government's move to suspend the fuel excise tax will help.
We have obviously let the airlines know that we'll be watching to make sure that those savings get passed on.
Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon wouldn't say directly if federal government secured any reassurances from airlines that cost relief would be passed on to consumers. Airlines have been adjusting their flight schedules because of high jet fuel costs. Just yesterday, Air Transat announced it will reduce its capacity by 6% from May to October. Some Canadian airlines have also added fuel surcharges to their bookings. Regina and Fire Protective Services has concluded its investigation into a carbon monoxide leak that led to the death of an 11-year-old boy, Henry Losco, last December. According to Regina Fire, the fatal incident was caused by a delayed ignition, the resulting explosion involving one of the boilers inside the apartment building Losco was living in with his family. The explosion damaged the system and emitted carbon monoxide into the building almost immediately.
It would have happened relatively quickly, right? So when there was an explosion, it dislodged venting components, and the boiler was allowed then to emit products of combustion and carbon monoxide within the building.
You mentioned
Jackson says Regina Fire has been in ongoing contact with the Losco family and that RFPS is there to support any of the Losco's needs. Asbestos cement water pipes were backed up for discussion at Regina City Hall Wednesday. According to Health Canada's draft guidance published earlier this year, the majority of these pipes were installed decades ago between the 1940s and 1970s. Their breakdown can lead to the release of fibers, but Health Canada maintains there is no consistent, convincing evidence that oral exposure to asbestos causes adverse effects in humans and animals. The discussion in Regina was reignited by a motion from Councillor Shannon Zakidniak seeking to expedite the replacement of asbestos cement water pipes in Regina.
In the world, there's a debate about
inhaling asbestos and ingesting asbestos. And when I discovered that there are close to 600 kilometers of asbestos cement water mains in Regina and that they're deteriorating, they're breaking, the asbestos is getting into the water, that poses a concern.
If Health Canada were to come and say, yeah, you know, we've learned some new information on this, then absolutely, I'm confident that as a city we would be taking that information and layering that onto our infrastructure plans.
According to city administration, in 2025, there were 143 water main breaks in Regina. A typical water main repair costs between $10,000 and $15,000. It was an emotional day at Saskatoon Court of King's Bench. The final person convicted in the killing of a Saskatoon woman has now been sentenced. Stacey Hine has more on the sentence and what it means for the victim's family.
Family and friends of Megan Gallagher hold each other tightly after the final sentence was handed down.
We don't have to go to court anymore. Our lives will change dramatically, I think.
48-year-old Roderick Sutherland is one of 7 people convicted in Gallagher's 2020 death. During Sutherland's trial, court heard Gallagher died in his garage after being tied to a chair and beaten. Her remains were found 2 years later near the village of St. Louis. Sutherland has been sentenced to 7.5 years in prison, 5 years for manslaughter and 2.5 years for offering an indignity to human remains. With credit for time under release conditions, he will serve 5 years behind bars.
Sentencing in circumstances where there's been a loss of a life is very difficult. You can't put a value to a life, but we think that the judge did a good job of balancing all the factors that he was required to do so.
I think the decision today recognizes, as we have always argued, that Rod Sutherland was integral in ensuring that Megan Gallagher was confined in that garage and ultimately killed.
Gallagher's father says the sentences in this case don't match the brutality of her death.
The truth about the sentences doesn't reflect that.
Her mother voices frustration with the justice system.
To all Indigenous women and men, you will not find justice in the legal system. Do what you can to protect yourselves and speak out and help us reform the system.
Gallagher's family is remembering her as selfless and caring.
She wanted the best for everybody and those around her. She loved everybody as if they were family.
Looking ahead, Gallagher's family says they plan to start a foundation in her honor to advocate for victims and amplify their voices. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A proposal has been sent to the city of Saskatoon to rezone the land home to the Old Star Phoenix building to make way for a major development. Kindertruck Agri Architect wants to see the land rezoned to accommodate a mixed-use development. The proposal includes a 35-story residential tower and a 24-story residential tower, along with commercial space and 540 parking spaces. Plans call for the larger condo tower to be over 110 meters tall, which would be the tallest condo building in Saskatchewan. The rezoning proposal will still need to be cleared by the Municipal Planning Commission before going to City Council for final approval. A public meeting is scheduled for May 7th at City Hall. Water levels along the Ottawa River are starting to stabilize, but people are being warned to stay on high alert.
It's very hard to say exactly what will come next, but what we know for sure is that there is always 2 periods of time where the water rises.
In Gatineau, its peak water level is down from the last forecast. Almost 500 buildings are still at risk of flooding as people wait for water levels to recede. A flood warning remains in effect in many regions. The Regina Pat Canadians remain undefeated at the TELUS Cup.
Schultz, Pugh, Rishat scores! Malachi Martin knocks it.
The Patsies rolled to a 7-0 win over the Waterloo Wolves. Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh each had a goal and 3 assists. Adam Montaigne turned aside all 36 shots he faced for the shutout. All right, the story of the day once again is the weather, but first we have to get to a contest, Janelle.
That's right. Some good news before the bad news. You can wake up and win with your CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca. You can scan that QR code on your screen, enter relax with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. All right, over to some of the snow that we're expecting. Not quite yet, though. Currently 1 degree here in Regina, but that wind is strong. It's going to continue to pick up here throughout the day. We're at about 37 kilometers per hour currently. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree. Already starting to see a little bit of moisture in the sky. Now, Regina will be seeing a little bit of rain before that snow, whereas Saskatoon will be seeing snow a little bit later on here this morning. 32 kilometer per hour winds as well, so we are seeing that pick up. Now for today's forecast, here's what we're looking at for our highs. The Battlefords and Prince Albert seeing about 1 degree. Swift Current at 3 degrees, Yorkton 4, and seeing that mix of rain and snow. Weyburn 4 degrees as well, and Estevan sitting at 9. Now we can see the system moving through. So we are expecting this to last for a few days into the weekend a little bit here. So you can see that snow rolling through the province. This is into Friday and into Saturday as well. Now, Saskatoon will be seeing a little bit of the snow lingering into Sunday, but for Regina, we will see this wrap up on Saturday. So for our total snowfall amounts now, we are expecting to see quite a bit, especially Prince Albert at about 34 centimeters. Regina at 13, Moose Jaw seeing 16, Saskatoon at that 19 centimeter mark, Yorkton at 8. And the rainfalls as well. Lots of moisture, lots of precipitation headed our way. The Battleford seeing about 4 millimeters for rain, Prince Albert at 19, Regina 11, and Moose Jaw 16. Now for a 7-day forecast, we can see that mix of rain and snow here today for Regina, 0 degrees for our high. Tomorrow we'll see that snow sticking around, unfortunately, with -3 as the high, -6 that night for the low. On Saturday, we are seeing -2. A little bit of snow continuing to move through, but Sunday, finally some sunshine headed our way. Over to Saskatoon now, snow today, 1 degree is that high. Friday, -4. Seeing about -6 that night. Saturday, -1 along with Sunday, and of course Sunday seeing some of that snow sticking around. However, by next week we will be kicking things off with no precipitation, just some sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover in the sky, and about 1 degree for the high on Monday.
University of Saskatchewan researchers say a new blood test could change how Parkinson's disease is diagnosed, identifying aggressive forms of the disease in mere minutes. And as Carla Shinkarik explains, that's potentially years earlier than the current methods.
Cost-effective and very rapid.
Researcher Chris Phoenix boasts about his breakthrough research into Parkinson's disease happening here at his lab at the University of Saskatchewan.
These little fluorescent probes are called to measure the enzyme in living human cells. And so we're using that as a sort of diagnostic aid to identify Parkinson's with particularly aggressive symptoms.
This work could transform how doctors detect Parkinson's disease.
Human cells express about 40,000 different proteins, and we got really lucky that our best fluorescent probe that we developed here, it reacts with only one protein. So, and it took us years to prove that it's only that one protein, but we were able to do it.
The team of about 12 have developed a simple blood test designed to spot the most aggressive forms of the illness fast.
Physicians can use that. They know that this will be difficult to manage. They can start treatments earlier.
And the benefits don't stop there.
Our chemical tools are really suited to help develop next generation drugs.
Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disease that damages dopamine producing cells, leading to tremors, stiffness, and often cognitive decline. But testing the brain directly is difficult. So Phoenix and his team turned to the blood.
You know, we invented this test. We invented the molecules, made in Saskatchewan for Saskatchewan Parkinson's patients. So everything was made from scratch.
For Phoenix, the work is also personal. He says watching his grandmother live with Parkinson's inspired him to pursue this research. He's hoping human trials can begin as early as this summer. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
In case you missed it, a Canadian man now holds a bizarre world record. Seth Scott and his friend Ollie Jenks from the UK have driven a three-wheeled car the length of Africa.
What?
3 wheels?
What? That 22,500-kilometer journey through 22 countries set the record for the longest trip in a three-wheeled vehicle.
Well, yeah, because there's no other three-wheeled vehicles.
The trip brought them down Africa's west coast over the course of 4.5 months and arrived in Cape Town last month.
I hope they started with 4 and then somewhere along the line they lost one. They're just like, you know what?
You know what? This makes it even cooler if it has 3 wheels.
Exactly.
Look at us go.
All right. I like that one.
All right. Question of the day. Well, it's National Picnic Day.
It is, yes. So our question today is, what's something that you always pack for a picnic?
Which you're definitely not having today.
Which today is not the day.
Yeah, National Picnic Day, but today's not the day for a picnic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Are you picnic people?
Well, you got to have some sandwiches. You got to have some fruit, right?
Yeah. I love a picnic. I can't remember the last time I've had one, but I would love to go on one.
I am a picnic girl.
Are
I
you?
love going out in the summer and putting a blanket in the park and eating outside. But for me, it's bug spray because mosquitoes love me. I am not kidding. Mosquitoes, every summer, I'm covered head to toe. So bug spray.
Yeah.
No, so that, you know what that means? We got to pack Kayleen.
That's right.
And then we're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
We're fine.
Every mosquito in the near vicinity will come
Put
to
her
me.
3.5 feet away.
That's
and
right.
away we go.
I got that sweet blood.
Janelle, how do we answer?
All right, so you can text us at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. We're going to head into break and take a look over the city of Regina before that snowfall.
Potential record-breaking rally in U.S. stocks may be coming to a halt as peace talks in the Middle East remain in limbo. Meanwhile, Brent crude is climbing above 100 again a barrel. Futures south of the border today, though, retreating as they flirted with record highs. The S&P 500, meanwhile, is up more than 9% for April alone. Tesla plans to spend $25 billion this year, 3 times what it did in 2025, all to support Elon Musk's ambitions to transform the electric vehicle pioneer into an artificial intelligence and robotics company. The investments will be put toward a dramatic expansion of factory operations, including production of Optimus humanoid robots, AI initiatives, and the autonomous cyber cab. Heidi O'Neill is the new chief executive officer of Lululemon as the athletic retailer looks to move beyond a turbulent period of slowing growth and investor unrest. O'Neill, who spent nearly 3 decades at Nike and was once considered a candidate for the top job at the athletics giant, is tasked with trying to drive growth at a company that is losing dominance in an athleisure category it helped create. Recent product mishaps include see-through leggings. She'll take over in September. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Entrepreneur Magazine is asking, who's next? And now, so are we. Our Mike Siona is standing by with one of the top 15 finalists in the Entrepreneur of Impact contest. Mike.
Yes, absolutely. Who's next? It might well be Kayla Maurice, the owner of Carm Collective. Entrepreneur Magazine is doing this Entrepreneur of Impact thing. You're a top 15 finalist. Just give us a sense of how this all came to be. How did you get involved in this?
I seen an ad and I was like, okay, I should apply for this. I have done so much work to grow in my business, and I'm like, I deserve this, and I'm going to be making top 5 tonight.
There you go. Not trying to be making top 5, making top 5 tonight is what you're saying, which I like. I love the optimism. You're in the top 15 finalist category right now, and I mean, there's big cash prizes, but there's also that mentorship component to this. I mean, you're talking about one-on-one mentorship with Damon John of the Shark Tank fame, right?
Yes, it would mean the world for me to get that mentorship, just to see how much I've built. And a lot of other successful businesses have got that mentorship, and I just feel like I'm at that point in my business.
I love that. Now, what's the journey like for an entrepreneur? I can only imagine how difficult it must be on a day-to-day basis just to keep the momentum going.
Entrepreneurship has been definitely a journey. It's 6 years, and it's definitely big waves. And the biggest thing is just being authentic and being adaptable is my biggest key point of being entrepreneurship. And I'm hoping I inspire other people to take that journey.
Very cool. We'll keep talking about your business, Calm Collective. We'll keep talking about this fantastic entrepreneur of impact competition that's going on. And, well, you'll know how to vote just by going on to the website that's on the screen. And make sure you cast your vote for Kayla. You've got just a couple hours left to help push her through to the top 5 finalists round.
All right. Thanks, Mike. We'll check back with you later in the show.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, we'll be at 1 degree. By lunchtime, seeing that snow coming down, 0 degrees, and still at 0 degrees by final bell. Over to Saskatoon, 1 degree by the time you get onto the bus, seeing a little bit of that freezing rain coming down. By lunchtime, it'll be snowing at 0 degrees. 3 p.m. final bell sitting at that 1 degree. Here's a look at today's gas prices in Regina. The common cost to fill up is $158.8. You can find regular fuel for as low as $144.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $161.4, and the lowest you might find is $169. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $671.03 per ton, and the futures price is $721.10 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat is $288.08 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.20 cents US. After the break, why some big changes could be on the way for the RM of Corman Park.
Your morning, Saskatchewan. It's just after 6:30, and we have some developing news to share this morning. 17 people have been injured, 5 of them critically, after 2 trains collided just outside of Copenhagen. 38 people were on board that train that collided head-on this morning, about 40 kilometers north of the Danish capital. Local police say it's too early to say what caused the crash. The NDP opposition believes the province is setting the stage to sell its share of the land titles registry. It's operated by ISC, with the province owning the largest share at 29%. No other investor can hold more than 15% of the company. Legislation has been introduced to remove that cap. The bill also mandates that the ISC head office and its data remain in the province.
And so we strengthened the golden share provisions. That's what we introduced in the House, that are going to ensure that the head office remains in Saskatchewan in the long term, that the data is going to remain domiciled here in the province.
The Saskatchewan people are going to go from being the majority shareholder to a minority shareholder. They will lose control, they will lose power, and ultimately this will lead to the ownership of ISC. By another group. That is not the people of Saskatchewan.
Currently, ISC Board of Directors is reviewing company operations, but has yet to recommend any changes. And the Saskatchewan NDP are searching for answers as questions continue to grow regarding the AI data centre just outside of Regina. The opposition held an open house Wednesday night to address public concerns about transparency and the approval process for a proposed AI data centre in the RM of Sherwood. An online petition opposing the project has now surpassed 12,000 signatures as residents continue to raise questions about how it will operate. The project could generate $12 billion in economic activity while creating 800 construction jobs and 80 full-time positions by 2027. But the NDP says many of its questions to the province still remain unanswered.
You don't have those processes, you don't have community engagement, you don't have information available, a vacuum is created, and that is inevitably filled with concerns and questions. The
new AI data center is scheduled to start this spring. A drug alert has been issued for Regina for the 140 overdoses reported so far this month. Regina Fire says multiple overdose calls have resulted in loss of consciousness and cardiac arrest this month, needing CPR and advanced emergency medical treatment. Several samples tested in the city were positive for fentanyl and benzodiazepines. Other unknown substances could also be circulating. In some cases, multiple doses of naloxone were needed, but not always effective given the mix of opioids and other substances. Some big changes could be on the way for the RM of Corman Park. The rural municipality surrounding Saskatoon was recently given approval authority by the province. This means the RM can make its own subdivision development decisions at the local level without having to send them back to the province and wait months for an answer. It's the first RM in the province to get this designation and the first outside of the province's 10 largest cities. Coupled with yesterday's move to explore leaving a regional board, the RM is looking to grow at its own pace.
Review can take up to 90 days. So that actually is one of the, from a development perspective, time is money. And to be able to come back and say, that decision's made, we can get moving. And that is just huge for us.
Corman Park says it will now begin processing more than 40 development applications it's received. Canada's Financial Intelligence Agency says criminal organizations appear to be using young students from India to help extort people and businesses in South Asian communities across the country. FinTrack says extortion targeting South Asian communities in Canada has evolved into a, quote, sustained campaign of coercion involving intimidation and coordination across provincial borders. The FinTrack analysis suggests multiple crime groups are involved in ongoing extortion activities. They're advising banks and others who handle money to watch for signs of extortion-related activities, such as unusually large cash withdrawals or wire transfers. There was a near miss at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York this week involving an Air Canada jet.
For you guys, traffic left your right side immediately. It's safe at 2,000 feet, sir. Slightly above you now. We're correcting. Brickyard 4464.
The FAA says a Republic Airways flight missed its intended approach and flew too close to the Air Canada plane, which had been cleared to land on a parallel runway. Officials say both flight crews responded to onboard alerts, and the Republic Airways pilots quickly corrected their path, performing a go-around. The two jets reportedly came within 106 meters vertically from each other. The Air Canada Express flight was arriving from Toronto, while the Republic Airways flight, operating as American Airlines, departed from Indianapolis. A room in the Saskatchewan Legislative Building has been renamed in honor of our war heroes from long ago. A large meeting room on the second floor will now be known as the Hall of Valour. Retired Brigadier General Cliff Walker and Premier Scott Moe did the honors and unveiled the new name Wednesday. The room contains shadow boxes showing photos and stories of the 15 men who have been awarded the Victoria Cross for their conspicuous bravery and extreme devotion to duty in the presence of the enemy. Premier Scott Moe says the Hall of Valour stands as a lasting expression of our remembrance and appreciation of that service.
An incredible feeling, a feeling of gratitude towards the Premier and to the Leader of the Opposition for the unanimous support. It's been a long time coming. It certainly is a tribute, I think, to the generation of today. And as I said, when we're long gone, I'm sure there are going to be people who have felt that this has always been, the Hall of Valour.
The last time a Canadian was awarded the Victoria Cross was World War II. Saskatchewan is leading a charge to have some more recent military awards reconsidered and upgraded to a Victoria Cross. Residents got a close-up look at Regina's native prairie on Earth Day during the 3rd annual Crocus Walk Wednesday evening. The event took participants through the city's newly designated biodiversity reserve along Wascana Creek. Guided walks were offered, giving people a chance to explore the area's blooming prairie landscape. The site is home to more than 300 documented species, including meadowlarks, Swainsons, hawks, and several species at risk.
You will find native wildflowers blooming here all through the summer and into fall till it gets too cold for things to bloom anymore. You drive by, it doesn't look like much, but it is. There are things to see here along the creek. It's accessible in the city, and pretty awesome that the city's decided to protect it.
Organizers say the walk was meant to highlight the importance of protecting local nature spaces while celebrating the return of the prairie in spring. We're not talking a lot about spring today with that winter weather on the way, so let's brighten people's spirits a little bit before we get to that bad news in the Weather Center with a contest.
That's right, Kayleen. CTV, your morning with CAA Travel and Colette Tours, wants to send you and a guest on a 12-day Italy's treasure trip of a lifetime. Experience incredible history, culture, and cuisine across northern Italy, October 18th to 29th. You can enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and include today's keyword, which is villa, for a chance to win. Good luck. All right, now back to the cold weather that we're expecting here. In Regina, we're currently at about 1 degree. Again, seeing those wind speeds quite high at 37 kilometers per hour. Now, Regina is expecting to start to see this snow, a little bit of freezing rain as well, a little bit later on here this morning, whereas Saskatoon is already starting to see some of this rain coming down. 1 degree also in Saskatoon. Those winds a little bit later at about 24 kilometers per hour. Now let's take a look at our highs. So despite the snow, this is what we can expect to see. The Battleford's at 2 degrees, quite a windy day as well. Swift Current at 3. Regina seeing that snow and rain at 0 degrees. Yorkton at 4. Weyburn 3 and Estevan at 8 degrees. Now for our futurecast here, we can see that system of snow swirling through the province. This is today, tomorrow, and into Saturday as well. So we can expect a little bit of snow for this weekend. However, Sunday is when things will begin to lighten up. Now for total snowfall amounts, we are expecting to see quite a bit, especially Prince Albert at about 34 centimeters, Regina at 13, Saskatoon 19, Moose Jaw 16, and Yorkton 8. Now for total rainfall, because of course that is coming with the snow as well here today. Saskatoon seeing about 9 millimeters, Prince Albert at 20, Regina 11, Moose Jaw 16, and Yorkton at 6. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, today we'll be reaching that high of about 0 degrees. Tomorrow -3, seeing that snow continue on. On Saturday, -2, reaching about -8 that night for the low. Now Sunday for Regina and surrounding areas, we are expecting to see those skies clear up. No precipitation on the way. In fact, quite a bit of sunshine. However, over for Saskatoon here today, 1 degree as that high. We will be seeing that snow continue throughout the entire weekend. Tomorrow -4, Saturday -1, and Sunday -1 as well. Still seeing that snow and about -7 Sunday night as the low. Now Monday is when we can start to see those skies clear up for our Saskatoon friends. 1 degree as the high and -9 as the low.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We are taking a trip to Seattle for this one. It is the Athletics and Mariners, top 1. We got runners on the corners. Carlos Cortez drills the comebacker, and Logan Gilbert appears to make the catch. But check out the replay. The ball going right into his jersey. What are the odds? Since the Mariners pitcher never caught the ball, it's ruled a single. The rule book stating the catch must be secured in the hand or glove if a ball lodges in a player's jersey. It is not a legal catch and results in a dead ball, often ruled a single. Very strange play for your must-see moment from Wednesday. Meanwhile, tonight we've got a doubleheader of NBA playoff action for you. First, it is the Knicks and Hawks in Game 3, followed up by the Nuggets and T-Wolves. It all begins 7 p.m. Eastern over on TSN 3 and 5. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a terrific Thursday.
The Saskatchewan Trade and Export Partnership says they're working to expand trade efforts with new programs. Chris Layton is the CEO of that organization, in studio with us this morning. Chris, let's begin reminding people out there what STEP is all about.
Sure. STEP, Saskatchewan Trade and Export Partnership. We are an agency that works to do trade promotion and trade services with and on behalf of Saskatchewan's private sector exporters, and we do that work very closely over 30 years in partnership with the government of Saskatchewan.
Part of what you've been doing since you've been coming on board is to raise the profile of that organization. Give maybe a State of the Union, if you could.
Yeah, sure. I mean, well, it changes almost week to week. I think we are in a period of it's been said a million times, but real uncertainty around international trade relationships. So obviously, what's going on with the United States creates that uncertainty. but we are increasingly being proactive and finding new opportunities in developing markets around the world. We've been doing that for a long time in Saskatchewan. We're actually pretty good at it. But as we follow the lead of our federal and provincial governments on trade policy and market access, it creates opportunities for Saskatchewan companies, and that's really how we spend our days.
Who are some of those emerging partners other than the U.S.?
So I think you'll see, we've already seen, but we will continue to see growth in Asia. That's a market that has both a growing need for what Saskatchewan produces and the growing ability to purchase it. So Asia, I think Europe, like-minded allies, not only in the traditional exports that Saskatchewan would be known for, but increasingly around the areas of defense and our NATO allies. And then also we are keeping a close eye on South America. So we already have Saskatchewan companies doing good work in South America, but as that trade relationship deepens, the opportunities around the mining sector will be real, and the opportunities around ag machinery in particular will be real.
Is it the hope for offices like yours that we expand all of those relationships, we get new ones, but then in a couple of years the U.S. might go back to what we considered normal?
I think it's hard for us to say. I think our job really is to make sure that the Saskatchewan companies we work with have access and are developing products and relationships around the world. We're already working in 160 countries around the world from a Saskatchewan perspective. Undoubtedly, though, the United States has been our biggest customer historically, and while I understand the trepidation of what comes next with that market, we also are doing work to maintain those relationships and help Saskatchewan companies that still need access to that market have access to that market and ultimately do business there.
And you're doing some of that through new programs. Tell us about these.
Absolutely. So in April, we launched a suite of new programs that are designed fundamentally to help companies in Saskatchewan do exactly those things. And interestingly, and I think importantly, much of these programs are available to all Saskatchewan exporters, not just STEP members. So some of the largest and most important programs that we run right now is a market diversification program where we actually help de-risk the work of companies coming with us on trade missions. STEP does more than 40 trade missions a year. So come with us to those markets if you've got a product or service that you think would fit in one of those markets. We also do programs to help companies either create a business plan if they aren't currently in a market. We also help them around certifications and product modifications.
Where do we find all of these things?
So this is all on STEP's website, so you can come find us there, sasktrade.ca, or just call us. Call any one of us. We're all online, and we're happy to help.
Chris Lane is the CEO of STEP. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
It's April 23rd, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start with a big happy birthday going out to Madeline. Today is her 11th birthday. Your mom, dad, Cameron, Claire, and Hudson are wishing you the best year ahead. Also celebrating today is Dawn. Happy birthday to you. Have a wonderful day. Lots of love coming from your mom and Fred. And marking his 60th birthday today is Kevin. Happy birthday to you. We hope it's the best birthday yet, with lots of love from Joey and your whole family. And happy 90th birthday to Jeanette of Blaine Lake. Your family loves you so much, and they wish you a wonderful day. Enjoy.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
You ever forget to set an alarm, or you maybe sleep through a couple like I did this morning, Chase?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Here I am. I'm here. Hi.
You know what? I was going to give you more grief this morning, too. Yeah. But I don't need I don't know if I need to. But
I'm griefed out.
You have the wrong printer settings, too.
I know. Oh,
we keep on getting U6 practice plans.
Yeah, go U6 dingoes.
Yeah, so if anyone is playing against the Dingoes, I'm willing to give all the plans. They're thinking about painting the field.
Yep.
They're thinking British Bulldog, ball tag, get out of there. That's all of their plans.
Oh, thank you.
For the upcoming season.
Well, now I got to go back to the drawing board.
You know what? Make sure you go back and get the iHeart Radio app too if you haven't already, and get ready. This is our final day for those keywords for the $50,000 payday. So tomorrow we're going to be doing the winning draw for $50,000 today. Last keywords, next one coming up shortly here at 7 o'clock. Remember, every hour, top of the hour, right until 6 p.m. Get all those entries to enter online at peercountry927.ca. And the one at 6 a.m., that was Getaway. So there you go. You got the first one already.
I really hope I didn't also print my T4 there. I've been printing their stuff for months now. Darn it, Chase. Thanks.
I haven't seen the T4.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go through the soccer plans and see if that's there too.
I have a few days left to file. Thanks very much.
Good luck to you, Daryl.
Clayface is DC Studios' first horror thriller, starring Tom Rhys-Harries as the man who goes from rising Hollywood star to Gotham City villain. The Batman-adjacent movie hits theaters October 23rd.
People speak of Robin Hood, tell us stories. They're all lies.
Hugh Jackman stars in The Death of Robin Hood. The iconic outlaw gets a chance for salvation after a lifetime of crime and murder. The thriller arrives in theaters June 19th.
Have you been horribly injured by a product made by the Acme Corporation?
It's not your fault. There's probably someone to blame. The name of the case is Coyote versus Acme.
Rather violently switching gears, here's your first look at Coyote versus Acme, with Will Forte as a lawyer just as hapless as his client, and John Cena as the lawyer for the massive company with the combustible product line. The live-action and animation hybrid explodes in theaters August 28th. Meeping in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Every week has its ups and downs, but it's all downhill at Slick City.
On a magic carpet ride, a whole new world,
This just has to happen. Can you imagine the injury level of Janelle Lipai on one of these games?
We need one of these in Regina. We need to send her on location.
Could we set one up from the upstairs here to the downstairs?
Wait, that would be really fun. Like mattress surfing down the stairs.
Princess Diaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
We have a plan for the commercial break. Okay, here's an idea for all that incoming snow.
She go.
Yeah, you know, when it gets too deep, she gets completely covered.
Yep.
In the background, we hear a man laughing hysterically at her. She seems okay.
Very cold.
I think you could do that, especially in Prince Albert today. That's where we're supposed to get the most snow.
Yeah, I hope you're all ready to try this today and tomorrow.
And send us the videos.
Is this that time of year? This is that time of year too, where you're like, do I bother shoveling, or just wait a day and a half for it to all to
wait
melt?
for it to melt. Yeah,
exactly.
We're not waiting for no man. We're taking a time out. We're looking over the city that doesn't have any snow yet. Hi, Saskatoon. We're back after this.
It's Thursday, April 23rd. After several people were critically hurt in a head-on train crash this morning in Denmark.
World, there's a debate about inhaling asbestos and ingesting asbestos.
Asbestos cement water pipes were back up for discussion at Regina City Hall yesterday.
Schultz, Pugh, Rishot scores!
And the Pat Seas remain perfect at the TELUS Cup. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Kayleen Swatsky.
And I'm Janelle Lippi. Happy Thursday.
We're doing a bit of a job swap today because none of us are perfect. Daryl had a little bit of a sleep in. He's now in the office, just kind of like doing some side tasks today.
Yeah.
But hey, look at us. We get to steer the ship today.
Yes, and lucky for us, tons of great weather coming our way too. Not
yeah,
all.
it depends on your definition of great. What is your definition of great?
Not this. We've got snow, we've got rain coming, freezing rain even. So yeah, a lot in store for us over the next few days.
All of that is to say, check the highway hotline before you hit those roads for the next few days. Let's turn our attention over to news. The U.S. is not setting a timeline to end its war with Iran.
This is a battle between the pragmatists and the hardliners in Iran right now, and the president wants a unified response. And so as we await that response, there's a ceasefire with the military and kinetic strikes.
U.S. President Donald Trump extended a ceasefire with Iran this week. So far, he has not put a new expiration date on this extension. Fox News host Martha McCallum says President Trump told her in a phone call that there is no time pressure to end that ceasefire. The Strait of Hormuz remains effectively closed.
Iranian state
media has aired this video appearing to show yesterday's seizure of a cargo ship on the strait. Tehran says it is not possible to reopen the strait, accusing the U.S. and Israel of breaching the ceasefire. Iran also calls the U.S. blockade an obstacle in talks. New Farm Credit Canada analysis shows rising fertilizer prices driven by the war in Iran could reshape crop planting decisions in favor lower input crops where possible. Well, most acreage is already committed. As much as 5.5 million acres across the country could still change. FCC says where the flexibility exists, the cost of fertilizer is expected to favor soybeans over corn and canola over wheat, while also upping the odds some land is left unseeded. Some cross-border tension seems to be building up in trade talks between Canada and the United States. Top American trade officials are citing a laundry list of irritants, while the Prime Minister is saying Canada has some on our side as well. CTV's Mike Couture has more on the sticking points and what they could mean for a deal.
They just treat us unfairly at every margin they possibly can.
The U.S. Commerce Secretary describing the trading relationship with Canada to fellow American lawmakers. And Howard Lutnick once again brought up a key gripe.
It is outrageous that Canada will not put U.S. spirits on the shelf. It is insulting.
Now, Prime Minister Mark Carney pushed back on any suggestion that Canada has to make concessions to get back to the negotiating table.
It's not a case of the United States dictates the terms. We have the negotiation. We can come to a mutually successful outcome. It will take some time.
A prudent strategy, according to this trade lawyer.
I think where Canada is drawing a line right now is this idea that we're going to give away the house before we even sit down to negotiate. And that puts negotiators in a very difficult situation.
The U.S. has already outlined other irritants, including limited American access to the Canadian dairy market and the Online Streaming Act, which brings American platforms under Canadian broadcast rules.
We've made some counter proposals, which they're aware, and the time will come to really roll up our sleeves.
At the powerful House Ways and Means Committee, U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer said the bigger issue is that the two countries have opposing philosophies on trade.
They're doubling down on globalization when we're trying to correct for the problems of globalization. So those are two models that don't fit together very well.
Mike Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Regina Fire and Protective Services has concluded its investigation into a carbon monoxide leak that led to the death of 11-year-old Henry Losco last December. According to Regina Fire, that fatal incident was caused by a delayed ignition, the resulting explosion involving one of the boilers inside the apartment building Losco was living in with his family. The explosion damaged the system and emitted carbon monoxide into the building almost immediately.
So it would have happened relatively quickly, right? So when there was an explosion, it dislodged venting components, and the boiler was allowed then to emit products of combustion and carbon monoxide within the building.
Jackson says Regina Fire has been in ongoing contact with the Losco family, and RFPS is there to support any of the Losco's needs. The final person convicted in the killing of a Saskatoon woman has been sentenced. 48-year-old Roderick Sutherland has been sentenced to 7.5 years in prison, receiving 5 years for manslaughter and 2.5 years for indignity to human remains. With credit for time spent under release conditions, he will spend about 5 years behind bars. Sutherland is one of 7 people convicted in the 2020 death of Megan Gallagher. During his trial, a court heard she was tied to a chair, beaten, and died after plastic was put over her face. Her body was found 2 years later near the village of St. Louis.
We don't have to go to court anymore. Our lives will change dramatically, I think.
Gallagher's family say they plan to start a foundation in her honor to advocate for victims. A landmark and bold policy decision in the UK to impose a lifetime smoking ban on those born after 2008. The tobacco and vaping bill must still get royal assent, and questions are being asked about enforcement. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver on the generational ban and whether Canada will take note.
The United Kingdom is looking to create its first smoke-free generation.
It is, in fact, the biggest public health intervention in a generation, and I can assure all noble lords it will save lives.
Lawmakers in the UK have passed a new bill that will introduce a lifetime ban on buying cigarettes for anyone born after 2008. The aim to prevent youth from developing nicotine addictions.
It's a step in the right direction, and we're really encouraged to see this, hoping that officials in Canada will take note and see what can be done here within our borders to address smoking.
Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death, illness, and disability in Canada. The latest data shows 12% of Canadians aged 15 and older currently smoke cigarettes. Most started before the age of 18. When it comes to vaping, 10% of Canadians aged 20 to 24 and 6.7% aged 15 to 19 report vaping every day.
There's not many things, if anything, that smoking is not going to drastically make worse, which is why I often say smoking is the most harmful thing that you can do for your health. Quitting is the best thing you can do for your health.
The federal government has been asked to consider a very similar proposal before, but so far it hasn't made any moves. Experts hope the UK's bill will change that.
It does have the potential to have a huge impact long term. We are at lower smoking prevalence than we were historically, and it makes it more feasible.
Federal law currently prohibits the sale of tobacco products to anyone under the age of 18. And many experts say to further bring down smoking rates, that age should be pushed to 21. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Regina Pack Canadians remain undefeated at the TELUS Cup.
Okay. Schultz, Pugh, wrist shot, scores!
The Patsies rolled to a 7-0 win over the Waterloo Wolves. Maddox, Schultz, and Liam Pugh each had a goal and 3 assists. Adam Montaigne turned aside all 36 shots he faced for the shutout. All right, Janelle, a lot to talk about in the Weather Center. We had some lightning and thunder in Regina late last night. We're talking about some more snow on the way, so pretty wild shift that we're talking about this spring. But let's talk about some good news, and that's a way to wake up and win.
That's right. So you can wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and scan the QR code on your screen. You can enter relax with your info for a chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bill contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now for our cold weather. We did also get a message from one of our lovely viewers in Moose Jaw who said it is lightning, thundering, and even hailing. So we've got a lot going on here today, and we're going to see that continue throughout the day. As of right now, though, in Moose Jaw, we are at about 1 degree, seeing those wind speeds pick up even more to about 41 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon now, you can see that precipitation here on our city cam, 1 degree, 30 kilometer per hour winds, so things are feeling cooler than what these temperatures reflect. Now let's take a look at our highs here in the province. So this is what we can expect to see for today. As you can tell as well, lots of snow across the board. The Battleford seeing about 2 degrees. Swift Current at 3, Yorkton at 4, Weyburn sitting at 3, and Estevan seeing about 8 degrees. For a future cast here, we can see that system of snow moving through the province. As I had mentioned earlier, it is going to start today, move through tomorrow, and even into Saturday. Some regions in Saskatchewan as well, seeing Sunday. So a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain. This is what we can expect to see for those amounts. For total snowfall, Saskatoon seeing about 19 centimetres. Prince Albert seeing 34, Regina 13, Yorkton 8, Moose Jaw at 16. Now for a rainfall, because of course that is coming with some of this snow. This is what we are expecting to see for at least today. Now Swift Current at 4 millimeters, Moose Jaw 16, Regina at 11, and Prince Albert seeing about 20. Now for a 7-day forecast here, we can see that sun is going to come back out. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but for the next 3 days for Regina and surrounding areas, we are seeing that precipitation. Today reaching about 0 degrees with that snow and that rain. Now tomorrow, -3, seeing more snow falling. And on Saturday, we'll start to see those conditions lighten up a little bit. But again, still some snow with -2 as the high. Now Sunday, sunshine coming out at 0 degrees. And on Monday, we're starting off a fresh week with some sunshine. Over to Saskatoon now. Today, 1 degree, seeing that snowfall and continuing up until Sunday. -1 on Sunday, -7 as that low. Now to start off next week, we're hitting about 1 degree on Monday for the high. Tuesday, seeing more sunshine coming out at 3 degrees. And Wednesday, little bit cloudier, but again, still seeing that sunshine, no precipitation. 3 degrees as the high, -4 as the low. All right, let's take a look at today's rural forecast. Slademinster at 1 degree, Meadow Lake -1, along with Spiritwood. Kindersley seeing those wind speeds picking up and about 2 degrees. Wynyard at that 0 degree mark. East End 3, Maple Creek 6, Carlisle 9 degrees. Now let's take a look at Bruno, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. -1 for the high today. Again, seeing that snowfall all day today. Those winds are pretty strong at about 20 to 55 kilometers per hour.
Well, being an entrepreneur can take up all of your time and energy, and our Mike Siona is learning about that effort with a unique contest this morning, right, Mike?
Yeah, I certainly am. Entrepreneur Magazine has their Entrepreneur of Impact contest running right now, and it's pretty cool. You get a chance to vote, and one of those people that you can vote for, probably the one you would suggest that they do vote for, is Kayla Maurice of Carm Collective. Really incredible prizing. I mean, we're talking about a 2-page advertorial spread in Entrepreneur Magazine, a ton of seed money, and then a great opportunity for some mentorship with a Shark Tank legend.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be a great opportunity for my business, and I'm just excited to where I go from here.
I love that. Now, that's all of the kind of the preamble to it, but this is what it's all about for you. I mean, this is your business. Tell us the story of Carm Collective.
Yeah, Carm Collective is a beauty and wellness business, and I offer a range from beauty services to Reiki to breath work, and it's also I like to encourage, help people regulate their nervous systems and also feel more grounded, and also a big part of my business is traveling out to communities to bring my wellness services, and that's one thing I absolutely love doing.
Very, very cool. I love that. What would it mean for you? I mean, just so everybody knows, you've got till the end of today to vote for the top 15 finalists to become the top 5 finalists. What would it mean for you to advance to the next stage in this competition?
It will feel absolutely amazing because I know that I've put so much work in my business over the years, and it just shows how much work I have put in, and it just feel great.
I love that. And I think my favorite part, you guys, as we get ready to throw it back here, is just how you talk about it in the future tense, like I will, I'm going to. It's really cool to kind of get that mindset from the mind of an entrepreneur, first person here, and just see how differently they think than I do.
All right, good luck, Mike. Some of the best and brightest in Saskatchewan. Thanks for sharing that with us, and we'll check back in with you one more time later in the show.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We are taking a trip to Seattle for this one. It is the Athletics and Mariners, top one. We got runners on the corners. Carlos Cortez drills the comebacker, and Logan Gilbert appears to make the catch. But check out the replay. The ball going right into his jersey. What are the odds? Since the Mariners pitcher never caught the ball, it's ruled a single. The rule book stating the catch must be secured in the hand or glove if a ball lodges in a player's jersey. It is not a legal catch and results in a dead ball, often ruled a single. Very strange play for your must-see moment from Wednesday. Meanwhile, tonight we've got a doubleheader of NBA playoff action for you. First, it is the Knicks and Hawks in Game 3, followed up by the Nuggets and T-Wolves. It all begins 7 p.m. Eastern over on TSN 3 and 5. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a terrific Thursday.
Trying to figure out which one of you it is to blame for the happenings in Moose Jaw. Take a look at this. This is what's happening right now. Kim sent this into our inbox. That's a little bit of hail, a little bit of sleet happening out in that fine community. Awful. And apparently it's making its way this way. So who wants to take the blame for this?
Well, I always let Janelle go into the weather center when really bad weather is coming. True. But it's actually your fault, actually, Daryl, because you slept in this morning and we all shifted positions. That's so it's not on me.
I'm just happy to be here.
518. I should probably be somewhere not here. Drums once owned by Phil Collins, they are going to be auctioned off. It'll be part of the auction featuring various items donated by Phil Collins. The patterned shirt he wore at the 1985 Live Aid concert is up for grabs. The auction marks the 50th anniversary of the King's Trust, a charity formed by King Charles III, and all proceeds from the sale will be donated there. The auction will also have handwritten lyrics of songs like Two Hearts and That's All, as well as some other famous outfits. It'll all go under the hammer this November. Your daughter loves one of the Phil Collins songs, so you should probably buy something.
For the first year of her life, the only thing that would make her fall asleep was You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins. And it was my fault because I loved that song, so I started playing it for her when she was a baby, and then all of a sudden it was the only thing that would calm her down.
I think Mateo would fall asleep in an Eric Church concert if Springsteen hit. He'd just go,
good night.
Good night.
All right, let's get to our question of the day. Okay, so it's National Picnic Day. This is not the day for a picnic if you're in Moose Jaw or really anywhere in the province, but because it's National Picnic Day, we're asking you what's something you always pack for a picnic. Janelle, what's up on the big board?
All right, well, Kim here says picnic in Saskatchewan bug spray is a must.
Kim and I are always.
I'm starting to believe this is your burner account.
Yeah, Kim and I are always in sync. I want to meet you one day, Kim.
Yeah. We've also got Susan who says, my friend, the gourmet cook, insists on doing all of the work and serves a delicious meal, which sounds lovely. And then Tanya, who says definitely got to have potato salad and sandwiches, which are classic.
There
Love
you
it.
go. All right, well.
There's still time, though.
I cheat at picnics. I don't home make my sandwiches. I stop at Subway on the way to the park.
That's the way to do it.
That's right, yeah.
Text 10400 or scan that QR code. We're back after this with your morning mystery.
Potential record-breaking rally in U.S. stocks may be coming to a halt as peace talks in the Middle East remain in limbo. Meanwhile, Brent crude is climbing above 100 again a barrel. Futures south of the border today, though, retreating as they flirted with record highs. The S&P 500, meanwhile, is up more than 9% for April alone. Tesla plans to spend $25 billion this year, 3 times what it did in 2025, all to support Elon Musk's ambitions to transform the electric vehicle pioneer into an artificial intelligence and robotics company. The investments will be put toward a dramatic expansion of factory operations, including production of Optimus humanoid robots, AI initiatives, and the autonomous cyber cab. Heidi O'Neill is the new chief executive officer of Lululemon as the athletic retailer looks to move beyond a turbulent period of slowing growth and investor unrest. O'Neill, who spent nearly 3 decades at Nike and was once considered a candidate for the top job at the athletics giant, is tasked with trying to drive growth at a company that is losing dominance in an athleisure category it helped create. Recent product mishaps include see-through leggings. She'll take over in September. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right, time for your morning mystery. 3 clues lined up for you. Here we go. Clue number 1. Thou mayest know thee from one of Shakespeare's plays.
Oh, nice.
Double, double, toil and trouble. The playeth highlights themes of ambition, guilt, and deception. Thou doth not speaketh, the nameth of the playereth in the theatre, saith instead the Scottish play.
Yeah.
I feel like after all these morning mysteries, I could probably host Jeopardy.
Oh, probably.
For sure you could.
Maybe not well, but well enough. They're doing a sports Jeopardy.
Throwback to English class.
That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we all doing Shakespeare plays?
I think so.
I did Macbeth. What did you guys do?
Macbeth.
Macbeth. Let's find out. Our answer today is Macbeth. You probably read that in high school. It's National Talk Like Shakespeare Day, so I challenge you for your next weather.
Go for it.
The rain doth cometh from the west.
Get a little creative.
That's your morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 1 degree. By about 12 o'clock, we're at 0 degrees and seeing that snow coming down. 3 p.m. final bell, still at that 0 degree mark. Over to Saskatoon, 1 degree by the time you get onto the bus. Seeing some of that rain coming down already. And by lunchtime, 0 degrees. Final bell brings us to 1 degree. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.58.8. You can find it for the lowest at about $1.44.9. Over in Saskatoon, you can find gas for about $1.61.4. That lowest price is about $1.49.9. And let's take a look over at farm markets. The street price of canola is $671.03 per ton. That futures price is about $721.10 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton. Red spring wheat is $288.08 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.20 cents US. When we come back, big plans for the Old Star Phoenix building in Saskatoon.
Welcome back to Your Morning Saskatchewan. It's 7:30, and here are your headlines in addition to all that weather news that we're talking about a little bit later on. A new blood test developed at the University of Saskatchewan could change how Parkinson's disease is diagnosed, potentially identifying aggressive cases in minutes. The test uses fluorescent probes to measure an enzyme linked to Parkinson's using a simple blood sample instead of brain scans. Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disease that damages dopamine-producing cells, leading to tremors, stiffness, and sometimes cognitive decline. But testing the brain directly is difficult, so researchers at the U of S turned to blood.
We're translating our methods to humans for the first time ever, which is very exciting because, you know, we invented this test. We invented the molecules made in Saskatchewan for Saskatchewan Parkinson's patients. So everything was made from scratch.
Researchers say that could mean faster treatment and better outcomes. Human trials could start as early as this summer, pending necessary approval. 17 people have been injured, 5 of them critically, after 2 trains collided just outside of Copenhagen. 38 people were on board the trains that collided head-on this morning, about 40 kilometers north of the Danish capital. Local police say it's too early to say what caused this crash. The NDP opposition believes the province is setting the stage to sell its share of the land titles registry. It's operated by ISC, with the province owning the largest share at 29%. No other investor can hold more than 15% of that company. Legislation has been introduced to remove that cap. The bill also mandates that ISC head office and its data remain in the province.
So we strengthened the golden share provisions. That's what we introduced in the House that are going to ensure that the head office remains in Saskatchewan in the long term, that the data is going to remain domiciled here in the province.
The Saskatchewan people are going to go from being the majority shareholder to a minority shareholder. They will lose control, they will lose power, and ultimately this will lead to the ownership of ISC. By another group. That is not the people of Saskatchewan.
Currently, ISC Board of Directors is reviewing company operations but has yet to recommend any changes. The Saskatchewan NDP are searching for answers as questions continue to grow regarding the AI data centre just outside of Regina. The opposition held an open house Wednesday night to address public concerns about transparency and the approval process for a proposed AI data centre in the RM of Sherwood. An online petition opposing that project has now surpassed 12,000 signatures as residents continue to raise questions about how it will operate. The project could generate $12 billion in economic activity while creating 800 construction jobs and 80 full-time positions by 2027. But the NDP says many of its questions to the province still remain unanswered.
When you don't have those processes, you don't have community engagement, you don't have information available, a vacuum is created, and that is inevitably filled with concerns and questions.
The new AI data centre is scheduled to start this spring. Some big changes could be on the way for the RM of Corman Park. A historic decision from the province is putting the future in the hands of local decision makers. Keenan Sorokan reports.
The rural municipality of Corman Park is taking some of its big decisions in-house. The province has given Corman Park approving authority, allowing the RM to make its own decisions about subdivision development.
It brings the local approving decisions to our citizens and to our council.
Corman Park is the first RM to receive this designation and the first municipality in nearly 30 years to do so. Until now, Saskatchewan's 10 largest cities were the only other ones given signing authority. For the hundreds of others in Saskatchewan, any decision must be sent back to the province to approve or deny, turning land into lots, roads, or subdivisions.
That review can take up to 90 days. So that actually is one of the, from a development perspective, time is money. And to be able to come back and say, that decision's made, we can get moving. And that is just huge for us.
The authority has already made for plenty of extra work at the RM office. The province handed over more than 40 applications it was already working on. Once that's done, the new model is expected to provide a clearer and more efficient approval system.
We have a planning department of about between like 11, 12, 13 people, so we're ready.
The Ministry of Government Relations wasn't able to accommodate an interview request Wednesday, but the official order from Minister Eric Schmaltz calls the decision a pilot project lasting until the end of next year, but it could be extended beyond that. Keenan Sorokan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A proposal has been sent to the City of Saskatoon to rezone the land home to the old Star Phoenix building to make way for a major development. Kinderchuk Agri Architecture wants to see the land rezoned to accommodate a mixed-use development. The proposal includes a 35-story residential tower and a 24-story residential tower, along with commercial space and 540 parking spaces. Plans call for the larger condo tower to be over 110 meters tall, which would be the tallest condo building in Saskatchewan. The rezoning proposal will still need to be cleared by the Municipal Planning Commission before going to City Council for final approval. A public meeting is scheduled for May 7th at City Hall. Prince Harry has made a surprise visit to Ukraine, urging Russian President Vladimir Putin to stop this war. The Duke of Sussex arrived in the Ukrainian capital secretly by train to take part in the Kyiv Security Forum. He says he was there to remind the world about the conflict, describing himself as a soldier who understands service. He said, quote, "There is still a moment to stop this war, to prevent further suffering." His unannounced visit to Kyiv comes just a week after Russia launched its deadliest aerial assault on the capital so far this year. The FAA has launched an investigation after an American Airlines plane nearly collided with an Air Canada plane at JFK Airport.
Brickyard 4, you guys try to go off your right side immediately. It's safe at 2,000 feet, sir. That's all you above me now.
We're correcting. Brickyard 4 to 464.
This incident happened Monday afternoon when the American Airlines flight missed its intended approach and flew too close to an Air Canada Express plane that was cleared to land. All this happening 1 month after 2 Air Canada Express pilots were killed in a collision with a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport. A memorandum of understanding was signed Wednesday in the hopes of continuing to innovate education in Saskatoon. Greater Saskatoon Catholic Schools and Wanuskewin Heritage Park renewed a partnership for another 4 years. This agreement allows for students to access a variety of land-based teachings offered at Wanuskewin through their schools,
where they can come out to the park, they can participate in programming, guided walks, might be art programs, it might be opportunities to learn from storytellers or knowledge keepers, elders, and all that can happen here at Wanuskewin.
From Saskatoon Catholic Schools, we're at the park for Earth Day activities. A room in the Saskatchewan Legislative Building has been renamed in honor of our war heroes from long ago. A large meeting room on the second floor will now be known as the Hall of Valour. Retired Brigadier General Cliff Walker and Premier Scott Moe did the honors and unveiled the new name Wednesday. The room contains shadow boxes showing photos and stories of the 15 men who have been awarded the Victoria Cross for their conspicuous bravery and extreme devotion to duty in the presence of the enemy. Premier Scott Moe says the Hall of Valour stands as a lasting expression of our remembrance and appreciation of that service.
An incredible feeling, a feeling of gratitude towards the Premier and to the Leader of the Opposition for the unanimous support. It's been a long time coming. It certainly is a tribute, I think, to the generation of today. And as I said, when we're long gone, I'm sure there are going to be people who have felt that this has always been, the Hall of Valour.
The last time a Canadian was awarded the Victoria Cross was World War II. Saskatchewan is leading a charge to have some more recent military awards reconsidered and upgraded to a Victoria Cross. The Flin Flon Bombers have a chance to win their first SJHL title since 1993 tonight.
Arbery back up top. Knudsen skates it in. There's a shot. Doesn't make it on. Rebound comes out. Another chance. This one dribbles through and the Bombers score.
The Bombers rode a 3-goal second period to a 6-3 win over the Yorkton Terriers last night. Flin Flon now leads that series 3-0. They'll have a chance to sweep aside the Terriers tonight at 7 o'clock in Yorkton. You can see the game on SaskTel Max TV. All right, Janelle, over to you in the Weather Center. A lot to get to, but let's brighten people's morning with a contest.
That's right. CTV Your Morning with CAA Travel and Colette Tours wants to send you and a guest on a 12-day Italy's treasure trip of a lifetime. Experience incredible history, culture, and cuisine across northern Italy from October 18th to 29th. You can enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and include today's keyword, which is villa, for a chance to win. Good luck. All right, now back over to the cold weather. 1 degree here currently in Regina. Again, seeing those winds fairly strong at about 41 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, still seeing that rain coming down. 1 degree as well and about 30 kilometer per hour winds. Now for our current temperatures, this is what we are seeing throughout the province here so far this morning. We've got Stony Rapids and Buffalo Narrows both at -4, Spiritwood -1 along with Nipawin, Melfort -2, Swift Current at that 0 degree mark. Yorkton, Regina, and Moose Jaw all at that 1 degrees. Estevan 7 and East End -2. Now for our highs, snow across the board and some rain as well. Battleford's at 2 degrees for the high. Swift Current at 3 along with Weyburn, Yorkton 4 degrees and Estevan at 7. Now for total snowfall amounts, we are expecting to see the snow continue today, tomorrow, Saturday, and into Sunday for some regions here in the province. However, this is what we're looking at for snow today and into tomorrow as well. So the Battleford seeing about 14 centimeters. Prince Albert 33. We've got Moose Jaw at 16, Regina 13. Saskatoon 18 and Yorkton at that 8. Now for 5-day forecast, here's what we're looking at. So again, we're seeing that snow and rain coming down today in Regina, 0 degrees as that high. Tomorrow, snow, -3. Saturday, we're also seeing more snow, -2. And then on Sunday for Regina and surrounding areas, we're at that 0 degree mark and we're starting to see that sun coming out. Monday, we're kicking off a fresh week at 0 degrees and -9 is the low. Over to Saskatoon now. 1 degree today, seeing that snowfall, and it's lasting a little bit longer for our Saskatoon friends. -4 on Friday, -1 on Saturday, and still seeing that precipitation sticking around on Sunday. So that's going to last a little bit into the afternoon. -1 is that high and -7 is the low. Now Monday, we're going to start to see that sun coming out a bit more. Still some cloud cover in the sky, but there are improvements. 1 degree as that high on Monday and about -9 Monday night for the low.
Regina Mayor Chad Brzezinski in studio with us this morning. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
You're following the Oilers playoff run. We're going to have to fight this morning because I'm a Flames guy.
Oh, boy. Well, at least I get to watch hockey.
Fair enough. Listen, you got to have some fun because some of the council stuff is less fun. We'll start with the easier topic, and that is recycling.
Yeah. So we approved, I know we looked at it at executive committee, but we approved the new revised incentive program for multi-dwelling units. And so, it was a great collaboration. We had the Condo Institute come and speak in favor, which was great. It was great to see that collaboration with our administration and those organizations. And so we've come up with an incentive where we actually have a good balance between operational and capital investments to help that anybody who can get on board and adopt these programs earlier can get some financial relief to help get it off the ground.
And the reason we're seeing water on our screen, we're also talking about asbestos in pipes, the lead pipes. Where do we stand right now? Because there were a lot of them in the city, especially in the downtown area.
Yeah, and we still we have a target for 10 kilometers a year. We're kind of around that area. We're maybe not quite there, but the motion yesterday was to let's see where we're at, do a bit of an analysis, see how we're doing. Is there other options to accelerate that? But recognizing that we have an infrastructure deficit. We have, like you mentioned, lead pipes as well, and we know that is a health concern, and there is no level of lead that's safe in anything. And so, for us, it's looking at holistically what is the infrastructure plan, and is there levers that we can pull, and what are the impacts of those levers? Because there's only so much we can do, both from a construction standpoint and a budget standpoint, each and every year. And so we have to figure out what that balance is in terms of the risk, the breakage rates, and that kind of thing. So that's the analysis that we've asked administration to do, is to come back and share, here's some different options and here are the pros and cons of the impacts of those options.
Just how difficult is this to do? Because if I'm a homeowner in downtown Regina and I've got lead pipes and some of that bill falls on me, I might just sell my house. You as a city operator, you want people to live in those houses. You want people to live downtown. You're constantly working on that area. So how do you find that balance? Where do you?
Absolutely, and it's tricky, and what we have done, especially on the lead pipe side, is not only find those incentives to try and help alleviate some of the financial burdens on replacing those, but also mitigating measures in terms of water filtration and that, to make sure that we have the ability for folks who are still connected to that system to have safe drinking water. And so we're going to consistently monitor that. Obviously, I'm pushing hard to get as much infrastructure funding from other orders of government as well, so we can look for ways to accelerate all of these programs and really make up on that deficit that we have.
Infrastructure deficit, but also some projects are getting done. Walk around downtown on 11th, you'll see it's coming along. Just how proud are you of the areas that are finally coming into usable states?
Absolutely, and construction is impactful. It can be frustrating for sure, but it is necessary to get to where you look at Dudney and how that looks now. To get there, we have to go through construction, and I'm proud of the crews. I'm proud of the work administration is doing to consistently adapt and evolve and listen to the concerns that residents have, to concerns that businesses have, and how we can continue to make sure that when we do construction, we try and make it as the least impactful as we can, recognizing that there will be impact. We have to, if we're going to fix a street, we have to close the street. But how can we mitigate that, do it quicker, work the hours around better, those types of things, and make sure we're doing our best to get it done as quickly as possible.
Fresh out of time, boss. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
of these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Madeline. Today is her 11th birthday. Your mom, dad, Cameron, Claire, and Hudson are wishing you the best year ahead. Also celebrating today is Dawn. Happy birthday to you. Have a wonderful day. Lots of love coming to you from your mom and Fred. And marking his 60th birthday today is Kevin. Happy birthday to you. We hope it's the best birthday yet, with lots of love from Joey and your whole family. And happy 90th birthday to Jeanette of Blaine Lake. Your family loves you so much, and they wish you a wonderful day. Enjoy.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
It's me versus technology. I think I just printed some more stuff. I think you're my default printer, so enjoy.
It's the worst setup ever. We're like, what, 20 minutes from each other?
Yeah.
There's no reason that you should be able to print over here. But
surprise!
That's the tech that we have right now. Yeah. It is last day here. We're excited. We're giving away $50,000 tomorrow, last day for the keywords. So the next one's coming up at 8 a.m. Remember, these are every hour, top of the hour, right till 6 p.m. today. So do not miss out. You're entering all of them at purecountry927.ca. Then tomorrow, $50,000. Also asking you today, you can text over 54321. How have you gotten out of a speeding ticket? Because we'll feature Lainey Wilson in our Country Minute coming up here after 8 o'clock. And she actually got out of one when she was very young by making a song about it. It helped that the judge was her next door neighbor, but like she was flying. She was going 75 and a 45 and I let her off with a song. So we'll play a little clip of that tune.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good. It's your boss, Jeff's fault, because sometimes he lets me do radio. That's why I have that printer. Also, in about 3 seconds, Kayleen's going to tell me how she got out of a speeding ticket, and it's going to be a fabulous story. I guarantee it.
I hope that she was singing for it.
Shania Twain will host next month's 61st Academy of Country Music Awards in Las Vegas. It marks the first time the multi-ACM award winner has ever hosted the event. Cody Johnson, Casey Musgraves, and Lainey Wilson are all scheduled to perform at the show.
Look who's joined the land of the living.
If you missed the boat on Send Help in theaters this year, Hulu is throwing you a lifeline. The Rachel McAdams survival film comes to the streamer on May 7th. Send Help, which also stars Dylan O'Brien, took in almost $75 million at the domestic box office. Hulu is owned by Disney, the parent company of ABC News. The Met Gala is also back next month. Fashion is art is the dress code for the May 4th event on New York's carpeted museum steps. Beyonce is co-chairing along with Venus Williams, Nicole Kidman, and Vogue's Anna Wintour. And happy birthday to John Cena. The pro wrestler turned movie star turns 49 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Well, every week has its ups and downs, but it's all downhill at Slick City.
On a magic carpet ride, a whole new world.
Okay, so this is a play place, but it's all slides. This is my daughter's dreamland. She loves slides. The kids look pretty terrified, but, you know, that's kind of the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
It's all fun and games till you take a butt in the face. Just like that. Goodness gracious. Here's an idea for any incoming snow we might have. So if it comes to your area, send a video and we'll show it just like this.
Yeah, we'd love to show those videos, but I just hope we don't get enough to do this, but it's looking likely, hey?
It is looking pretty likely. Those conditions are cold. Okay, well, sometimes athletes are put to a different type of test other than what they're used to. The Toronto Football Club did a challenge where they were trying to grab an orange that's been placed in a water glass.
Okay, let's take a look.
So this is what they're doing.
Okay, so what do you got to do?
So you try to suck out some of the water with a water bottle. It makes the orange rise by swirling the water around. And then you poke it with a stick.
Okay.
So
I guess, science experiments.
Who comes up with these challenges?
Yeah.
Who sits around all day?
I saw one online recently. The new challenge is to put an egg kind of on the inside of your elbow here and try and squish it. And apparently it's really hard to do, even if you're really strong. So
if I get you an egg, will you do that right now?
I will do that right now.
Time out. Your forecast is coming up, and there's some raindrops to prove what's coming.
It's Thursday, April 23rd. A drug alert has been issued for Regina with 140 overdoses reported so far this month. Regina and Fire Protective Services has concluded its investigation into a carbon monoxide leak that led to the death of an 11-year-old boy last December.
Schultz, Pugh, wrist shot, scores!
And the Patsies remain undefeated. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Kayleen Sawatsky because Daryl Rummold slept in. Set your alarms, folks.
That's right. And I'm Janelle Lippi giving you some bad news in the Weather Center today.
Yeah, let's actually pull up a video that Kim sent us from Moose Jaw this morning. We were seeing some lightning and thunder overnight in Regina, seeing some of that hail even this morning in Moose Jaw. Just some wild weather, especially because we're considering that snow that's on the way today as well.
That's right. And it is already raining and snowing, and it has arrived in Moose Jaw. Kim sent us that video. A little bit of hail and snow. It's all part of the system making its way over from Alberta, and I'll tell you more about that coming up in about 8 minutes.
All right, thanks, Janelle. Let's turn our attention over to our top news headlines. Breaking news this morning on the war in Iran. U.S. President Donald Trump taking to social media this morning, saying he has ordered the Navy to shoot and kill any boat putting mines in the Strait of Hormuz. He goes on to say, quote, there is to be no hesitation. Additionally, our mine sweepers are clearing the strait right now. I am hereby ordering that activity to continue, but at a tripled up level. Meanwhile, U.S. military says it has seized a second oil tanker associated with Iran, this one in the Indian Ocean. This after Iran says it has received its first toll payments for passage along the Strait of Hormuz. This claim comes from the deputy speaker of Iran's parliament. He says the money has been deposited in Iran's central bank. He didn't say who paid it or how the toll was collected. Iran says it seized 2 ships yesterday for operating without necessary permits. Iran charging tolls to go through the strait is a no-go for the U.S. President Donald Trump. He's threatened to intercept ships that pay a toll. Soaring jet fuel prices are pushing the cost of an airplane ticket even higher, and it's still unclear if the federal government's move to suspend the fuel excise tax is going to help.
Obviously, let the airlines know that we'll be watching to make sure that those savings get passed on.
Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon wouldn't say directly if the federal government secured any reassurances from airlines that cost relief could be passed on to consumers. Airlines have been adjusting their flight schedules because of high jet fuel costs. Just yesterday, Air Transat announced it will reduce its capacity by 6% from May to October. Some Canadian airlines have also added fuel surcharges to their bookings. We're now learning what happened leading up to a fatal carbon monoxide leak which killed 11-year-old Henry Losco just a week before Christmas this past December. Regina Fire completing its investigation into that incident, releasing the findings Wednesday. Jacob Carr has those details.
4 months after 11-year-old Henry Losco died from carbon monoxide poisoning in his downtown apartment, Regina Fire and Protective Services is releasing the cause of the leak.
So what happened was a delayed ignition with the boiler, which caused a subsequent explosion within the device, which dislodged and blew apart venting equipment.
The manufacturer of the boilers has now issued a safety notice warning people to discontinue using the boiler immediately, advising them to install an upgrade kit that involves a new control board and ignition electrode. But for Henry's parents, the notice is of little solace.
Too little too late. If they knew that there was something wrong with these, and there's been a history with these boilers, they should have recalled them all.
Henry's parents, through the provincial NDP, are pushing the Saskatchewan government to update current legislation so that it is required for working carbon monoxide alarms to be present in each room of a multi-unit residential building.
We are looking at introducing a bill. I know I'm restricted in talking about the contents of that bill, but we are hoping to introduce legislation on this next week.
No child should ever have to endure that, nor should any family, Mr. Speaker. The report was released today. We are still going over that report, Mr. Speaker. We will continue to review the building codes and requirements alongside the report to ensure that we are providing safe places for people to live in this province.
In the meantime, Henry's parents have added a new permanent roommate to their dwelling, a golden retriever puppy named Benjamin, Henry's middle name.
My son always wanted a golden retriever, so this is one of the ways that we are going to honor my son. And we're happy, even though our sadness, he can feel our sadness. This puppy feels our sadness.
Henry's parents say they have hired a lawyer and are looking to not only change carbon monoxide legislation, but also create laws that more severely punish violations of building codes and laws. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Asbestos cement water pipes were back up for discussion at Regina City Hall Wednesday. According to Health Canada's draft guidance published earlier this year, the majority of these pipes were installed decades ago, between the 1940s and 1970s. Their breakdown can lead to the release of fibers, but Health Canada maintains there is no consistent, convincing evidence that oral exposure to asbestos causes adverse effects in humans and animals. The discussion in Regina was reignited by a motion from Councillor Shannon Zakidniak seeking to expedite the replacement of asbestos cement water pipes in Regina.
In the world, there's a debate about inhaling asbestos and ingesting asbestos. And when I discovered that there are close to 600 kilometers of asbestos cement water mains in Regina and that they're deteriorating, they're breaking, the asbestos is getting into the water, that poses a concern.
If Health Canada were to come and say, yeah, you know, we've learned some new information on this, then absolutely, I'm confident that as a city we would be taking that information and layering that onto our infrastructure plans. Go ahead.
According to city administration, in 2025, there were 143 water main breaks in Regina. A typical water main repair costs between $10,000 and $15,000. We also heard from Mayor Chad Baczynski earlier on this program. We have that streaming for you now on our website. Water levels along the Ottawa River are starting to stabilize, but people are being warned to stay on alert.
Say exactly what will come next, but what we know for sure is that there is always 2 periods of time where the water rises.
In Gatineau, its peak water level is down from the last forecast. Almost 500 buildings are still at risk of flooding as people wait for water levels to recede. A flood warning remains in effect in many regions. PEI is donating $600,000 to charities and food banks in the province after selling off some of its stocks of American alcohol. The money is going to organizations like the Salvation Army in Charlottetown and Summerside. American alcohol has been pulled from liquor stores' shelves in several provinces as a protest against tariffs. The Regina Pat Canadians remain undefeated at the TELUS Cup.
Schultz, Pugh, Rishat scores! Malachi Martin!
The Patsies rolled to a 7-0 win over the Waterloo Wolves. Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh each had a goal and 3 assists. Adam Montaigne turned aside all 36 shots he faced for the shutout. And the Flin Flon Bombers have a chance to win their first SJHL title since 1993 tonight.
Right side, Arbery, back up top, Knudsen skates it in, there's a shot, doesn't make it on, rebound comes out, another chance, this one dribbles through and the Bombers score.
The Bombers rode a 3-goal second period to a 6-3 win over the Yorkton Terriers last night. Flin Flon now leads that series 3-0. They'll have a chance to sweep aside the Terriers tonight at 7 o'clock in Yorkton. You can see that game on SaskTel Max TV. All right, Janelle, we're giving people some bad news in the Weather Center today, so let's maybe give someone a chance to pay their bills.
That's right. Some good news here. You can wake up and win with CTV your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. And to relax with your info for a chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now over to this cold weather in Regina here. We aren't starting to see that precipitation quite yet. We are at about 1 degree still. That's where we have been all of this morning, and we are expecting to see that get a little bit cooler as the day goes on. Those winds are still pretty strong at about 44 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon now, seeing that rain coming down 1 degree as well, and those winds are slightly lighter at about 35 kilometers per hour. Now let's take a look at our current temperatures here. So this is what we are seeing throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows and Stony Rapids both at -4, Spiritwood -1, along with Nipawin, Melfort sitting at -2, Swift Current and Moose Jaw at 0 degrees, Saskatoon 1, Yorkton 2, and Estevan 5. Now for today's high, you can see that snow all across the board here. The Battlefords will be seeing about 2 degrees along with Moose Jaw. Swift Current at 3 degrees, Yorkton 4, Weyburn 3 as well, and Estevan 7. Now for our snowfall amounts here today, again, we are expecting to see a bit of it. So be careful out on those roads. Take your time on your morning commute for the next few days at least, because things are going to get a little bit slick out there. For Battlefords, we're seeing about 14 centimeters. Saskatoon is at about 18. Swift Current 11, Yorkton 8, Regina 13, Moose Jaw at 16 centimeters. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, seeing that snow and that rain today. 0 degrees for our high. We're reaching about -6 tonight as the low. Tomorrow -3, and we're seeing that snow continue on into the weekend as well. Saturday -2 with that snowfall, and Sunday finally starting to see some sunshine, sticking around into Monday as well. 0 degrees for the high on both days. Now for Saskatoon, 1 degree today, seeing that snow. It's starting a little bit sooner in Saskatoon than what we're seeing here in Regina, and it's going to be sticking around longer as well. Friday -4, Saturday sitting at -1. Sunday still seeing some snow coming down, just some light flurries with -1 as well. Now Monday starting a fresh week. We're hitting about 1 degree for that high. Still seeing that cloud cover in the sky, but a little bit more sunshine. -9 as the low, and we're expecting to see next week warm up once again.
Let's talk this day in history. April 23rd, 2018, 10 people were killed in Toronto when a van drove directly into pedestrians on a sidewalk. April 23, 2003, Beijing closed all schools for 2 weeks due to the SARS virus. And April 23rd, 1851, Canada issued its first postage stamps. How about that?
In case you missed it, 3 people in California have been sentenced for insurance fraud in a scam that involved someone dressed in a bear costume damaging luxury cars. You could never guess the next word in this sentence. The state's insurance department says the 3 used a person in a bear suit to stage fake attacks inside a Rolls Royce and 2 Mercedes in 2024. They then submitted fraudulent claims for $142,000 in payouts from insurance companies.
Oh.
Basically, they were caught when California Fish and Wildlife reviewed footage of the quote attacks and concluded it was clearly a human in a bear suit.
Yeah, they've probably seen a bear inside a vehicle, you know?
Is this not crazy or what?
Yeah.
Who's sitting around thinking, you know what, I got a great idea for some
Yeah, you know what I want?
quick cash? I can get some quick cash.
Get rich fast.
I don't think the Ranger's going to like this, Yogi. Speaking of Yogi, national parks Parks Picnic Day, National Picnic Day today, and we were asking you, what is something you always pack in your picnic basket? Your picnic basket.
Your picnic basket. Yes, most of Saskatchewan already knows we won't be seeing picnic days coming up anytime soon, but we did get a couple
Or if you
more
do,
answers.
you just power through it.
Yeah.
Snow is all around you, and you're just like laying out the checkered blanket.
If you're having a picnic in the coming days, please send us a photo.
We'd love to see it. Lori says for a picnic, they always pack juice boxes for the kids, which is a must. Jody says, best picnic is meat, cheese, and fresh bread from Italian Star Deli.
Oh,
yeah. Delicious. And then, of course, Donna says, I take Tim Hortons and Harvest hot dogs for my husband. Which is so nice.
At least somebody else goes and buys from like a fast food place, because I said earlier I just get my sandwiches from Subway, so it's okay to cheat with picnics.
It's fine.
It's fine. As long as you eat outside, it's a picnic.
Yeah, it's all about getting fresh air.
And next, we're going to talk health news. It's National Organ Donation Awareness Week, and this next story is a true example of the power of such a donation. A Vancouver man has received a second chance at life thanks to a stranger. Shannon Patterson reports.
When Mark Hoffling was being wheeled into surgery for a life-changing liver transplant,
the sense of gratitude I was feeling was so overwhelming, it felt like I was having a hard time catching my breath sometimes.
While recovering in hospital, Hoffling learned he could write a condolence card to the donor's grieving family.
It felt like a tremendous responsibility to pour this very complex set of feelings into a single card, but I did my best, and BC Transplant got it to Ben's family.
Ben Warner was a beloved son, brother, father, and registered organ donor who lost his battle with addiction at age 37.
I was having a hard time, and when that card came, it really helped me with my grieving.
A year later, with his health restored, Hoffling wrote a letter of gratitude that BC Transplant sent to the Warners.
It took me hours to get through it, to finish reading it, because of the tears. And that's when I decided that I needed to not only write back to this man, but I knew then that I needed to meet him as well.
That meeting happened in February.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Holly. It felt like my spirit could finally settle, and I could point all of this gratitude that was kind of suffocating me in the right direction, and wrap my arms around Ben's family and his mother Holly, and the people most responsible for this miracle in my life.
There's no words that can describe it. It was just surreal. I had a piece of my son. He lives on.
Hoffling was one of 3 people whose lives were saved by Ben Warner's decision to be an organ donor.
And that's exactly what helped me through it all, was knowing that he helped other people.
I can't imagine what is more heroic than that as your final act in life.
Now close friends, Hoffling and Warner say they're proof organ donation can be healing for both the recipient and the donor's family.
Once we got over that kind of emotional hump of meeting, I felt like I was with my family. And I still do.
I see him as part of my son. He's always going to be part of the family now.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Langley.
That's kind of
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Let's one more time say hello to Mike Siona, who is talking about entrepreneurism. Mike.
Well, one more time with Kayla Maurice at Carm Collective, ahead of the Entrepreneur Magazine Entrepreneur of Impact deadline to go from the top 15 finalists, of which you are one, to the top 5 finalists. And just another step in your growth as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. Talk to us about the journey of Carm Collective from where you started to where you are now.
Right now, I'm currently a part of the Greg Ewell Fellowship, and that's with SIT. It's an 8-month level up your business, kind of get a business mentorship, like learn about taxes, learn about all those stuff. And this program is super helpful. And I meet other entrepreneurships that are on the same journey, so you could relate to build those relationships. And I feel like those people will be my lifelong friends.
No doubt about it. And that networking piece, never mind the tax stuff. We're going to stay away from the tax stuff because that's a whole other monster. But that networking piece is so great. How important is it to kind of foster those relationships, as you say, friends for life?
Yeah, networking is probably the best thing for my business as you build those relationships, and you also get more clients and possible business partnerships from the word of mouth and building those relationships. And you just honestly all feel like you are a family just with the networking.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, obviously, the Entrepreneur of Impact, the voting is live right now. The top 15 you have until the end of today to get your votes in. And Kayla, we're all hoping that you make to the top 5 finalists round, which I'm not sure when this all ends, but it doesn't matter. We know that that SIAT Greg Yule Fellowship wraps up in June. It would be great if she could win $25,000 to the winner. We're talking about a 2-page advertorial spread in Entrepreneur Magazine, and then some tremendous mentorship opportunity. We're talking a direct line to one of the Shark Tank judges, right?
Yeah. Yes, and I'm super excited to make top 5 tonight, and make sure to vote for me.
There you go. The link to vote is on the screen. carbcollective.ca if you're interested in learning more about Kayla's business.
Hello Canola says everything is right with rhubarb, and we're proving it today with this spectacular pie in front of us. You can make it for all occasions. Jody Robson is our chef. She's going to show us how we can incorporate canola oil to make it great. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
So let's start by talking about this canola oil that I have in front of me here. It is such a pantry staple. Why is that?
Oh, well, it's affordable, first off. It's budget friendly. It's super easy to work with. You can use it in any kind of application. You can use it in salad dressings because it's very, very light, very mild flavor. You can use it to deep fry. It has a high smoke point. You can use it in baking. So, for example, the pie today, the crust is made entirely out of canola oil.
So how did you make that crust?
So for this recipe, I froze the canola oil before I blended it in, so it's almost hard like a lard or a shortening. You can use it without freezing it, but I really find that it just has a flaky element to it when you pre-freeze the oil.
I never would have thought to freeze it. Okay, tips from the experts today, folks, teaching us something that we never knew we could do. How did you assemble this pie?
Okay, so first off, I blind bake the crust completely empty. It only takes about 15 minutes. The crust takes about an hour to mix up and rest because you don't want your glutens to be tight, otherwise your crust will shrink a lot. And again, with using canola oil instead of butter or shortening, it's 1/3 a cup of canola oil to 1/2 a cup of butter. So it's very easy. Just remember 1/3 to 1/2. And once you have your crust blind baked, you let it cool. And then you whip your mascarpone cheese and your whipped cream and a little bit of orange zest, candied ginger, or just even ground ginger would work fine. And then you pipe it into your pie crust. It's so easy. It took like 5-10 minutes to assemble the whole thing.
You actually assembled that when you got here just before this segment. So again, all of this is to say that Jody is the expert, but anybody can make this recipe and it looks so good. Can we give it a try?
Absolutely. So, and as we had mentioned, we are focusing on rhubarb because it's almost spring and we're waiting for all the lovely plants to come up. So I made a rhubarb compote to go with it. I'll just give you a little bit on top.
Extra some of that. I love some strawberry rhubarb. Let's give this a try here. Oh, it's warm too.
Oh, the strawberries are very fresh.
So it's kind of like an orange creamsicle as the base. The crust is perfect. It's delicious.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely perfect. Okay, so if anybody wants to try this recipe, you can tell them where to go.
Oh, go to hellocanola.ca. You'll find this and so many other recipes on there. And again, they all focus on canola oil, so it's easy peasy.
And it's absolutely delicious. I can vouch for this. Again, hellocanola.com. Head on over. Give this a try. You gotta. Welcome back to Your Morning Saskatchewan. It's just before 8:30, and here are your news headlines. Premier Scott Moe will be the first Saskatchewan Party candidate to be nominated for the 2028 election. The Sask Party says tonight in Shellbrook, the party will nominate its first 61 candidates ahead of the 2028 campaign. The Premier must be acclaimed as the candidate in his home riding of Rosthern-Shellbrook, but that is a formality. In a statement, Moe says he's steady leadership at a very turbulent time. It's important, and he looks forward to earning another mandate from voters. University of Saskatchewan researchers say a new blood test could change how Parkinson's disease is diagnosed, identifying aggressive forms of the disease in mere minutes. And as Carla Shinkrek explains, that's potentially years earlier than current methods.
Cost-effective and very rapid.
Researcher Chris Phoenix boasts about his breakthrough research into Parkinson's disease happening here at his lab at the University of Saskatchewan.
These little fluorescent probes are called to measure the enzyme in living human cells. And so we're using that as a sort of diagnostic aid to identify Parkinson's with particularly aggressive symptoms.
This work could transform how doctors detect Parkinson's disease.
Human cells express about 40,000 different proteins, and we got really lucky that our best fluorescent probe that we developed here, it reacts with only one protein. And it took us years to prove that it's only that one protein, but we were able to do it.
The team of about 12 have developed a simple blood test designed to spot the most aggressive forms of the illness fast.
Physicians can use that. They know that this will be difficult to manage. They can start treatments earlier.
And the benefits don't stop there.
Our chemical tools are really suited to help develop next-generation drugs.
Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disease that damages dopamine-producing cells, leading to tremors, stiffness, and often cognitive decline. But testing the brain directly is difficult. So Phoenix and his team turned to the blood.
You know, we invented this test. We invented the molecules made in Saskatchewan for Saskatchewan Parkinson's patients. So everything was made from scratch.
For Phoenix, the work is also personal. He says watching his grandmother live with Parkinson's inspired him to pursue this research. He's hoping human trials can begin as early as this summer. Carla Shinkrek, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Developing news this morning, 17 people have been injured, 5 of them critically after 2 trains collided just outside of Copenhagen. 38 people were on board the trains that collided head-on this morning, about 40 kilometers north of the Danish capital. Local police say it's too early to say what caused the crash. The NDP opposition believes the province is setting the stage to sell its share of the land titles registry. It's operated by ISC, with the province owning the largest share at 29%. No other investors can hold more than 15% of the company. Legislation has been introduced to remove that cap. The bill also mandates that ISC head office and its data remain in the province.
We strengthened the golden share provisions. That's what we introduced in the House, that are going to ensure that the head office remains in Saskatchewan in the long term, that the data is going to remain domiciled here in the province.
The Saskatchewan people are going to go from being the majority shareholder to a minority shareholder. They will lose control, they will lose power, and ultimately this will lead to the ownership of ISC. By another group. That is not the people of Saskatchewan.
Currently, ISC Board of Directors is reviewing company operations but has yet to recommend any changes. The Saskatchewan NDP are searching for answers as questions continue to grow regarding the AI data centre just outside of Regina. The opposition held an open house Wednesday night to address public concerns about transparency and the approval process for the proposed AI data centre in the RM of Sherwood. An online petition opposing that project has now surpassed 12,000 signatures as residents continue to raise questions about how it will operate. The project could generate $12 billion in economic activity while creating 800 construction jobs and 80 full-time positions by 2027. But the NDP says many of its questions to the province still remain unanswered.
You don't have those processes, you don't have community engagement, you don't have information available, a vacuum is created, and that is inevitably filled with concerns and questions.
The new AI data center is scheduled to start this spring. A drug alert has been issued for Regina's 140 overdoses reported so far this month. Regina Fire says multiple overdose calls have resulted in loss of consciousness and cardiac arrest this month, needing CPR and advanced emergency medical treatment. Several samples tested in the city were positive for fentanyl and benzodiazepines. Other unknown substances could also be circulating. In some cases, multiple doses of naloxone were needed, but not always effective, given the mix of other opioids and other substances. Some big changes could be on the way for the RM of Corman Park. The rural municipality surrounding Saskatoon was recently given approval authority by the province. This means the RM can make its own subdivision development decisions at the local level without having to send them back to the province and wait months for an answer. It's the first RM in the province to get this designation and the first outside of the province's 10 largest cities. Coupled with yesterday's move to explore leaving a regional board, the RM is looking to grow at its own pace.
That review can take up to 90 days. So that actually is one of the, from a development perspective, time is money. And to be able to come back and say, that decision's made, we can get moving. And that is just huge for us.
Corman Park says it will now begin processing more than 40 development applications it's received. Now with the marquee event of the NFL's offseason, the draft. The 3-day extravaganza kicks off tonight in Pittsburgh, and it will heat up for sure. One thing you can count on is the unexpected, as this year's draft class could go a number of ways. But one thing is certain, life will change for some of the young men tonight. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
It's time to get the show started.
In just hours,
with the first pick,
some of the best collegiate football players will become what they've long dreamed of, a player in the NFL.
It means everything to me, you know. I've been working to get to this point ever since I was about 6 years old.
Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love is one of the players ready to hear his name called. The star running back is predicted to go in the top 10.
I have come to the realization that I'm getting drafted tomorrow. It's all been for this one moment, and it's finally here.
The prediction for number 1 pick?
Take off and run, Mendoza!
Fernando Mendoza of the Indiana Hoosiers.
You know, usually when you look at an NFL draft, it starts with the quarterbacks. And, you know, tomorrow we all know that Fernando Mendoza is going number 1 to the Las Vegas Raiders.
If Mendoza ends up with the Raiders, he'll be under the guidance of not only his coaches, but one legendary minority owner, Tom Brady.
It would mean the world and have the opportunity to be great. If I get selected by the Raiders, he would be a boss. So it wouldn't be like how 6-year-old Fernando envisioned it, you know, to be best friends. But
family front and center for Mendoza when he won the Heisman Trophy, thanking his mom, Elsa, who lives with MS.
Mommy, this is your trophy as much as it is mine. You've always been my biggest fan. You're my light. You're my why. You're my biggest supporter. Together, you and I are rewriting what people think is possible. I love you.
Mendoza will not be at tonight's ceremony, but rather at home, surrounded by his loved ones.
I wanted to stay and make the memory with everybody who poured into my football journey. Mentors, coaches, family, friends. You want to share that moment with all of them? Is going to be the best memory that I can make.
Other big names to look out for tonight: David Bailey from Texas Tech and Arvell Reese of the Ohio State Buckeyes, both in the running for pick 2 by the New York Jets. For struggling teams, it's a fresh start. For contenders, it can be a chance to reload. And for these young stars, it's the moment their NFL dreams become reality.
Lives are changing. Emotion is raw. Emotion is real. And it's happening right before your eyes.
Janelle, in just a few minutes, we're going to have Shannon Schill from CAA on to talk about a contest to send you to Italy. Let's tell people a little bit in advance about that contest.
That's right. CTV Your Morning with CAA Travel and Colette Tours wants to send you and a guest on a 12-day Italy's treasure trip of a lifetime. Experience incredible history, culture, and cuisine across northern Italy, October 18th to 29th. You can enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and include today's keyword, which is villa, for a chance to win. Good luck. All right. It has begun here in Regina. We're starting to see that snow, that ice coming down. It is cold outside, but currently 0 degrees. So we aren't necessarily seeing that reflected in this temperature. However, those wind speeds, they are strong here today across Saskatchewan. We're at 37 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon now, 1 degree, seeing some of that rain come to a halt. However, that snow is what we can expect to see next. Those wind speeds are at about 35 kilometers per hour, so again, feeling much colder. Now for our current temperatures here in the province, this is what we're looking at so far. Buffalo Narrows and Stony Rapids both at -4. Spiritwood -1, South End -7, Melfort at -2. Swift Current and Moose Jaw both at 0 degrees. Kindersley -1, East End -2, Yorkton at 2 degrees, Estevan sitting at 5. Now for our highs today, again seeing that snow, that rain, and that wind here today. The Battlefords and Prince Albert both at 1 degree. Yorkton sitting at 3 along with Swift Current. Weyburn 3 degrees as well, and Estevan sitting at 7. Now for our future cast, here is that system moving through the province. So again, we will be seeing it today, tomorrow, Saturday, and for a couple spots here in the province, even on Sunday. So lots of snow is to be expected. Make sure you're checking in on highway hotline, especially if you've got any weekend plans coming up, because those roads are going to be icy. For total snowfall amounts now, we are going to be seeing a little bit, especially for the end of April here. The Battlefords at 15 centimeters. Saskatoon sitting at 22, Moose Jaw 13 rather, Regina is at 10, and Yorkton sitting at about 4. Now for our 7-day forecast here in Regina, again seeing that rain, that snow coming down today. 0 degrees for our high. Tomorrow -3, and on Saturday -2. Now Sunday, for Regina and surrounding areas, we aren't going to be seeing that snow sticking around. 0 degrees and starting to see that sun finally coming out. Over to Saskatoon now. Today, 1 degree for the high. Tomorrow, -4. Now -1 for Saturday and Sunday, as well as that snow. So for Saskatoon and surrounding areas, you will start to see those flurries lighten up a little bit, but again, rain or snow rather will be on the way. Now Monday, those skies are beginning to clear up. We can expect some relief. 1 degree on Monday for that high, and Tuesday, plenty more sunshine with 3 degrees.
Twist, the one to make you stop. The icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space. 'Cause if you dance as good as you look right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey. When did you get high all of a sudden? I could hook you up and out all day. Hey. When did you get high?
We've spoken a lot recently about Italy's treasure trip with CAA Travel and Colette Tours. This morning, CAA Travel's regional manager, Shannon Schill, is with us to tell us more about this 12-day dream trip. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let's start off with a little bit on your role at CAA.
So I'm regional travel manager. I take care of offices in Regina, the Regina North office, as well as Yorkton, Swift Current, and Moose Jaw. So I travel around and work with all our agents all over the province, because we are all over the province to help you. Yeah.
And speaking of traveling, this trip sounds incredible. What does it hold?
Oh, amazing trip. This is the Italy Treasures with Colette, and they have everything you can imagine. You're going to have a little bit of your history, amazing cuisine, some really unique experiences where you can really get involved in things there, visits to Tuscany and Rome, and just everything you can imagine. And everything, your accommodations are included. You don't have to worry about planning everything. Everything's taken care of for you. It really is a dream trip.
It sounds like it. So from your perspective, what would be the biggest incentive to get your name in for this?
Just the trip of a lifetime, and you're not paying for anything. It's just an amazing opportunity to travel the world and explore, and magic of Italy is just amazing.
It sounds absolutely incredible. So remind us again, when is the deadline for this to enter in, and how can people enter?
So people can enter by watching CTV Morning Live and getting that word of the day, and then the deadline for the draw is, or the draw is on April 27th. The deadline is the week before that, and then you're traveling in October.
Wow. Okay, so this is incredible. Today's keyword is villa. It's popping up on your screen there. You can scan that QR code or go to ctvregina.ca, ctvsaskatoon.ca. Plenty of opportunities to get your name in. Shannon, thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Saturday is Independent Bookstore Day around the world, a celebration of those independent retailers who sell us books, among other things. And Peter Garden is with us today. He's the owner-operator of Turning the Tide Books here in Saskatoon. So first of all, I guess it's early, but, you know, happy Independent Bookstore Day.
Thank you very much.
So for, you know, it seems self-evident, but what are we celebrating?
We're celebrating the presence of independent bookstores. Once a bit of a dying breed, but I feel like they're making a comeback right now. So we have a few independent bookstores in our city here, and yeah, it's just you know, we're there, we're serving the community. We're sometimes niche bookstores, sometimes used bookstores, but yeah, we're offering an alternative from kind of the big guys out there.
Now, are you one or both? Are you a niche market, or are you do you sell used books?
We don't sell used books. We do specialize in nonfiction, current events and politics, some environmental books, but we also do the cookbooks. We do kids books. We have lots of fiction. So we kind of cover all the bases.
I think at one point you used to sell DVDs as well.
We did. Yeah, we rented DVDs. Yeah, that was didn't see Netflix coming, but yeah, we stopped doing that a little while ago.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What I know it's always been a challenge to be an independent business person, an entrepreneur, and particularly in the book market. You said the landscape has shifted a little bit recently, and you're feeling more optimistic?
Yeah, I think people are reading more. I think people, you know, kind of get tired of their phones, and so they're looking for a different experience. I feel like things really shifted during COVID. And so people started to read again, and I think rediscovered the sort of the joy of reading. And so we've seen actually some independent bookstores opening again, so people giving it a try, which we didn't see for a really long time. And so yeah, it's an interesting time, and there's people coming in. You know, they're like the romance genre is really took off for a little while, and yeah, I just feel like it's like kind of getting back to those roots and that experience of just kind of like getting absorbed and lost in a book.
Well, and it must be gratifying for you who've been around for over 20 years here in Saskatoon, a couple of different locations. What are you doing on Saturday to celebrate? Anything special?
Yeah, we have free donuts.
Yeah, all right.
We also have some really great local authors who are going to be doing signings and readings. So we've got our local star, Jan Martel, who's coming in and who's going to be doing some signings. We've got Christy Jackson, who's a Métis young adult book writer. And then we have the former poet laureate, Louise Bernice Half Sky Dancer, who's going to be coming in and doing a reading and signing. So we're really excited about those three authors coming in, and it's just, we're going to be having deals. We're going to be doing some draws. It'll be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun coming up on Saturday, celebrating Independent Bookstore Day right across Canada, and certainly at Turning the Tide Books. And congratulations on 22 years of being in business. And I want to say thank you to Peter Garden, the owner-operator of Turning the Tide, for being with us today. Thanks again.
Thanks so much.
"25 years ago this week, Fatboy Slim released the single and the video for his song, Weapon of Choice. The video was directed by Spike Jones, featuring Christopher Walken dancing through the lobby of an empty hotel. Now, we only knew Walken as an actor, famous for his dark intensity. We didn't know he was also a trained dancer with a background in musical theater. This video won many awards and sits at the top of the VH1 list of top 100 music videos of all time.
Walk without rhythm, it won't attract the worm. Walk without rhythm, and it won't attract the worm. Walk without rhythm, and it won't attract the worm. If you walk without rhythm, you never learn.
Clayface is DC Studios' first horror thriller, starring Tom Rhys-Harries as the man who goes from rising Hollywood star to Gotham City villain. The Batman-adjacent movie hits theaters October 23rd.
People speak of Robin Hood, tell us stories. They're all lies.
Hugh Jackman stars in The Death of Robin Hood. The iconic outlaw gets a chance for salvation after a lifetime of crime and murder. The thriller arrives in theaters June 19th.
Have you been horribly injured by a product made by the Acme Corporation?
It's not your fault. There's probably someone to blame.
The name of the case is Coyote versus Acme.
Rather violently switching gears, here's your first look at Coyote versus Acme, with Will Forte as a lawyer just as hapless as his client, and John Cena as the lawyer for the massive company with the combustible product line. The live-action and animation hybrid explodes in theaters August 28th. Meet Meeping in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, this morning we're celebrating two amazing kids.
So one of them is soaring to great heights and another taking us to great musical heights.
Here's ABC's Danny New.
As we get news this week of Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick returning to theaters with number 3 on the way.
That nose up.
We are now perhaps meeting the star of Top Guns 4 and 5.
So it all started like 2 years ago with my dad. He gave me some lessons. I really enjoyed it.
This 8-year-old in Salinas, California has been showcasing prodigious piloting skills in the cockpit. And what's his name? Maverick.
Just because I want to be like Top Gun Maverick.
As you heard him mention to our Salinas station, KSBW, Maverick first started learning from his father a few years ago.
I've been flying a long time, and it was always, actually, it's true, it's always my dream to fly with Maverick. And that was like a dream come true.
These days, Maverick is putting in the necessary hours with an instructor as well.
Make sure this is attached to the plane.
Learning all the essentials, like wanting your wings attached. So far, Maverick has already logged more than 10 hours with the instructor, who says most people need about 60 to fly solo. How's Maverick doing in that department?
You know, if Maverick could, he'd probably be ready to, solo pretty soon, next couple flight lessons.
Of course, Top Gun is also known for its music. And speaking of music, let's meet one more prodigy. 4-year-old Maryland native Michael Gerges has been playing piano for a long time, since he was 3 and a half.
I like playing music.
Within his first year of playing, Michael has already started winning dozens of awards, and now he's even gotten the call to play Carnegie Hall. So, what's his advice for the rest of us?
You have to work hard so you'll get more money.
Michael is set to play at Carnegie Hall in both May and July, and when asked by our DC station WJLA, Michael said he only likes to play piano, nothing else. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Nothing else.
Well, I was playing like soccer at 5. I was flying airplanes.
Yeah.
Whew.
I think I was just eating worms in the backyard.
I guess with a name like Maverick, you got to do that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta take to the skies. All right, sidebar time. Poor gardens in Okotoks missing all their worms.
It was a phase.
All right, well, the daily stroll with the best friend has gone viral. Little Dachshund is Olive, and the best friend is an orange tabby who eventually, wait for it, might get in there.
Who?
Is this you two at the gym?
I think this is going to be us. This is going to be us in exactly 1 hour.
Kayleen's trotting along, and there's Janelle. Oh, what is that?
There was actually a time, this is a true story, where I was walking on the treadmill, and Janelle just decided to walk across my treadmill for some reason.
Oh, that was why?
And she just went off of it and went, oh.
I was done. I figured Kayleen was done too.
Just walked across my treadmill. I said, what are we doing, Janelle? What are we doing?
I deserve hazard pay.
All right, let's get to another story here, if we can bring it up. A farm in Vermont has welcomed 6 bundles of joy. She's one busy mama with her 6 The lambs were born April 9th and were a bit of a surprise.
Why are
the
they
farmers.
wearing jerseys?
They were
just to keep them warm?
Yeah.
It's a sweater.
Is it a soccer team?
They were only expecting twins, though. And even though there's still a little, all of them are apparently having their own little personalities already. So.
See, they even got numbers.
Oh, they're so
They're going to play lamb rugby.
Aren't they so cute?
Lamb rugby.
Yeah, what is lamb rugby?
Well, they try to compete like real rugby, but it kind of goes bad.
So, you see the kid there that's bottle feeding it. My daughter actually got to bottle feed a lamb a couple weeks ago for a petting zoo with Fenwick Farms. Yeah. And I was looking at it through my camera and I said, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And then afterwards I realized I didn't hit record. I was just watching it through my camera.
Oh, I wonder how many people that's happened to.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, my bad.
To the best of us.
Yeah.
Oh, they're really milking that one. Snow's on the way. It's already starting to fall here in the Queen City. We saw in Moose Jaw, they've already got it going on. So stay safe if you have to travel out there. We'll be back with you on time, bright and early tomorrow morning.